Welcome to a testimony that we have here with Karina del Punta, that she experienced 10 unlimited breath private sessions, intensive. And we call intensive because you come from wherever you are around the world to experience 10 private sessions for you, your growth, your awakening, your freedom, your next step in life depends where you are at. And I would love to hear from a client her own experience and her own benefit from dedicating, because I think it's powerful to dedicate 10 days of your life to you, to your relationship with yourself, and especially through unlimited breath. That is a very powerful body of work. So welcome, Karina del Punta. I would love just to know what is in your heart about this experience, and why did this will be good for anyone that is in a personal journey, to feel good about her or his life. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Um, so well, as Monica said, I spent 10 days. I live in Miami, and I went especially to Costa Rica to do these 10-day sessions. And I didn't know much what to expect, but I've been having some coaching with Monica, and I trusted her entirely. And I went there with an open mind and with my best intentions. And it was a life transforming experience. Um, First, even without the 10 sessions, the fact that I took those 10 days for myself and with intention of being with myself, in communion with myself and in nature, it was something that I have not experienced in that way before, in the sense that I really, really enjoyed it for the first time, being with myself. It was a relationship with myself that I enjoyed, and that meant a lot for me. Um, that on one side, and then in terms of this, and you can't really separate because I was probably able to have that experience with the support of the breathing sessions. And in terms of the breathing sessions, there were two big things that I consider the biggest realizations of my life. One was that for the first time, I was able to realize that I existed without thought. And that to me, I sort of understood it conceptually before, but it was still a thought. But I realized that my biggest fear was to leave any thought. I was just always trying to understand myself or to feel myself from a concept, from a model of who I was. And being able to drop absolutely everything and still be. And it felt more real than anything because it was nothing but everything. It was just being. And that was something that I really can say was the biggest realization of my life. Um, and the other thing that also it's linked to that, that I began to understand what fear is, and what my understanding of the unlimited breath, and this just through experience, not any conceptual understanding, but what I'm beginning to realize is that through continuous breathing with full capacity, um, you are, uh, it's a movement of energy, the same way that fear is a movement of energy. But fear, the meaning we give to fear, is stopping that flow of energy. So the fact that with the breathing, I kept breathing, and that fear was absolutely nothing. It was just energy flowing. So that to me was the second biggest realization of my life. And that was just the breathing. And then after each session, first before the breathing, we had some discussions with Arne about what was going on and so on. And after the breathing, we would go over some uh, either realizations that I had or things that came up during the discussion. and going back to limiting beliefs or programs that have been installed in my unconscious, or however you want to call it. And with the and it was really amazing how I was able to go back to what Arne calls the original doubt. I think he called the original doubt, and which is the first question. What my understanding is that um, when when you're born and you're just a being, you're whole, and then something happens that creates a doubt, that then you start doubting why you're not whole, and how through your life experience, going back and looking at your life experiences and how you react to them, you're sort of able to reconstruct that original question that keeps uh, creating your reality. And it's amazing to see how your reality has been shaped according to that question. And giving the mind the opposite question starts creating a new reality, or starts neutralizing that. And then you sort of, it's like an avenue to become whole again. So that's sort of like in a nutshell my understanding of the unlimited breath. But those first 10 sessions.
Yes, wow. Well, I can see you alive and passionate at this right now moment. But I love the way you understand that, and yes, it's very powerful and interpret. So the only thing I would like to ask you one more question about this is like, there is many people I think around the world that has this kind of whatever dissatisfaction in life, or we try to make it and force ourselves. Why do we think that to take? I love it the way you say it, because breath, unlimited breath, could be an adding too. But to really take 10 days of your life to do what I call a retreat, and then to support that retreat, to encounter yourself with the breath, that is very empowering, and I totally believe that accelerates the awakening of your consciousness. But why you will to say, like, inspire other people, why they will benefit from taking 10 days out of their life to dive into their own psychic energy field and all that stuff, because you were so courageous. I mean, every day, to dedicate every day, like from 3 to 4 hours to your internalization and realization, and then homework, and keep opening up to see differently. So why do you think that people can understand? I don't know, is that what do we say, in relationship to inspire other people to, hey, do this?
Yeah, and I think that there are people who spend their whole life meditating to have that moment of realizing that I am, I exist, and I was able to have it in my like 6th day of breathing, and that realization to me means being totally satisfied with life, and things just start happening. They just start flowing. It's not a concept I am anymore. That you are full, you are satisfied, and you start understanding things in different ways. Things starts flowing. Um, so you can spend your entire life meditating and maybe never have that moment. And to me, I spent those 10 days breathing, and it opened up my life.
Wow, wonderful, Karina. Thank you so much for this time together. And I know we keep going our journey here, all of us human beings. So anything that you want to know about this, go to unlimitedbreath.com. So unlimited breath of breathing, okay, .com. And you have a lot of information on that website. And then you can meet Arne Ransen, that is the founder of Unlimited Breath, of this body of work, and even me, Dr. Monica. So go there and you have all the information. Thank you.
I want to add something.
Yes.
Um, and to me, this is, uh, I started this, let's call it more spiritual path, maybe 2, 3 years ago. And I come from the other end of the spectrum. I'm a scientist by training. So I have a very, very skeptical mind who needs proof. And I cannot operate by belief. And I found that a lot of this so called spiritual work uh, tends to be also very dogmatic and based on beliefs. And this is real. This is real. So if it convinced me that I'm extremely skeptical, it's not that I learned something out of a book or because Arne told me. It's total self discovery and it's real.